As a result of my tireless search, placing her in an impossible situation, I received a letter earlier this week.
Unlike some shows that keep fans waiting forever to find out what's next, Netflix made a quick decision to renew Bridgerton early. After Season 2 was such a hit, they went ahead and renewed the show for both Seasons 3 and 4 at the same time. While we don't know what's happening beyond Season 4 yet, it's pretty likely there are more seasons in the pipeline. With all the excitement around Season 3, Season 4 is already in the spotlight, especially since it's being confirmed that Benedict will take center stage. This means the upcoming season will probably adapt An Offer from a Gentleman, the third book in Julia Quinn's series. And from what we've heard, Season 4 might be gearing up to give Benedict a tragic ending. Before we move further, if you haven't read An Offer from a Gentleman or want to avoid spoilers for Bridgerton Season 4, you might want to skip this video, because we're about to dive into some key plot points from the book that could be important for the new season. With Netflix confirming that Benedict will be the lead in Season 4, it's crucial that certain elements from his story are either faithfully adapted or reworked to capture the spirit of the book. An Offer from a Gentleman, the third novel in Julia Quinn's series, centers around a Cinderella-inspired romance where Benedict meets his future love Sophie at a masquerade ball. The ball conveniently hides Sophie's identity, which becomes a pivotal plot point in the story. The Season 3 finale already teased this with Benedict's farewell to Eloise as she heads to Scotland, hinting at big things ahead for him. What makes An Offer from a Gentleman stand out is its focus on class differences, a theme not deeply explored in other Bridgerton books. Sophie's background as the illegitimate daughter of an earl who is forced into servitude after his death gives her a unique story, highlighting the stark contrast between her life and that of the privileged ton. It's essential for Season 4 to honor these themes, especially when it comes to pivotal moments like Benedict and Sophie's time at My Cottage. In the book, Benedict rescues Sophie from her employer's son and offers to take her to his mother's house for a fresh start. However, they end up stopping at Benedict's countryside cottage due to his fever and the late-night travel. This time spent at My Cottage becomes a turning point for their relationship. Sophie caring for Benedict while he's ill allows them to bond without the pressures of society, giving their feelings room to grow naturally and quickly. Their time at My Cottage not only deepens their connection, but also symbolizes the freedom they will eventually find together, far removed from the rigid expectations of the ton. It's a key moment that should be preserved in Season 4, as it sets the stage for the future of their relationship and the life they'll build together away from the societal norms that would otherwise keep them apart. Season 4 needs to keep Araminta, Countess of Penwood, as the main villain in Sophie's story. While Season 3 showed that some book villains, like Cressida, could be softened or given more depth due to the pressures of society, Araminta's role in An Offer from a Gentleman is too significant to change. Her deep-rooted hatred for Sophie, fueled by her status as the Earl of Penwood's illegitimate daughter, is a driving force in Sophie's narrative. Softening Araminta or making her more sympathetic would take away from the intensity of Sophie's struggle. Araminta's strict adherence to the Tun's rigid rules and her belief in their righteousness mirror the behavior of Lord and Lady Sheffield from Season 2. Her cruel treatment of Sophie, especially in contrast to the way she favors her own daughters, makes her one of the most unredeemable characters in the book. Whether the show decides to keep every detail from the novel, it's essential that Araminta's cruelty remains intact. Without this villainous presence, the impact of Sophie's journey would be significantly diminished, and the tension that drives her story forward would be lost. Another crucial element that Season 4 needs to get right from Benedict's book story is Sophie's connection with the Bridgerton family. When Sophie starts working for Violet as part of the Bridgerton household, she immediately feels a sense of belonging. Her warmth and ability to keep up with the younger Bridgerton siblings endear her to Violet, who welcomes Sophie as part of the family long before Benedict even thinks about proposing. This bond is significant because it gives Sophie a glimpse of what a loving family is truly like, especially after the hardships of her own upbringing. The ease with which Sophie fits in with the Bridgertons also reassures Benedict that she's meant to be part of his family. Watching Sophie interact so naturally and fondly with his loved ones, deepens Benedict's feelings for her, setting the stage for his eventual proposal. This moment is a major turning point in An Offer from a Gentleman and kicks off the drama leading to the action-packed finale of the story. To truly capture the heart of Benedict and Sophie's romance, Season 4 must delve into Sophie's growing bond with the Bridgertons, as it plays a pivotal role in both her personal journey and the development of her relationship with Benedict. That said, Benedict's growing apathy toward the Tun and its social seasons is a key part of his character arc, and Season 4 should definitely dive deeper into this. His disdain for the Tun's superficial values has been hinted at in previous seasons, but it becomes much more central after he meets Sophie. Their masked encounter at the masquerade ball sparks his initial feelings for her, but it's when he reconnects with her as a servant that he fully realizes how little he cares for the Tun's rigid rules. Benedict is forced to choose between the Tun's expectations and his love for Sophie, and he chooses love, even if it means being shunned from high society. This defiance of the Tun's values is a crucial theme in his story. In An Offer from a Gentleman, after failing to find Sophie post-masquerade, Benedict distances himself from the social scene, preferring the company of close friends or time spent in private clubs. Meeting Sophie again and falling in love with her despite her lower social status confirms his belief that the Tun's rules are pointless. His willingness to leave behind the Tun in favor of his bond with Sophie reflects a mindset he always had but never fully acted on until her. Since the show has already hinted at Benedict's dissatisfaction with society, Season 4 is the perfect opportunity to fully explore this aspect of his character and show how his relationship with Sophie gives him the clarity and courage to step away from the constraints of the Tun. There's also a significant casting shakeup with the introduction of two new characters, Yeren Ha as Sophie Beckett, Benedict's love interest, and Masali Baduza as Michaela Sterling, who will be involved in Francesca's storyline. Interestingly, Julie Andrews may not return as the voice of Lady Whistledown, now that Penelope has decided to continue her gossip column under her own name. One important detail we forgot to mention is Sophie's bond with her stepsister Posey, which is one of the few positive relationships she has before meeting Benedict and the Bridgerton family in An Offer from a Gentleman. Their alliance largely stems from their shared suffering under Araminta's mistreatment. Araminta despises Sophie because she's a member of Penwood's promise to care for his illegitimate daughter. However, Araminta also neglects Posey, deeming her not attractive or poised enough to secure a marriage that would improve their social standing. Even though Posey is more of a secondary character, her journey mirrors Sophie's in An Offer from a Gentleman, as they both break free from Araminta's control and find their own paths. Without Posey, key moments in the story, like discovering Sophie's hidden dowry, wouldn't have happened. Posey's decision to appear in prison and help free Sophie after Araminta has her arrested is a crucial part of the book. If Season 4 stays true to this, it could really highlight how much both Sophie and Posey endure at the hands of Araminta, giving depth to their characters. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Your suggestions for future videos are always welcome in the comments below.